Show.
All right, everyone. Episode 165 of the 580 Show. Myself, Dante. Since Frawley didn't let you guys talk last week, figured we'd let Gus and Kucharski back on. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
Ready to go for round two.
Yeah, no, you guys are basically just co-hosts of the 580 Show now.
I feel so appreciated.
Yeah, last week we obviously had the Gus or Kucharski. You guys know their name. I know it's Brando or Brandon.
Brando and Rosalinda.
Yeah, I just know they're from Barrett Strength or how Barat Strength, and they're running the Olympic City Pro-Am. So I think last week was actually the first time I got to like sit back and listen to the 580 show. So good job by you guys and Frawley. I mean, you guys have that coming up. How's it feel after talking to them last week and, with the Olympic City Pro-Am coming up?
I know I feel like we cleared up a lot of stuff that there was probably questions about from other people other than just us, like farmers, yoke matching, the log split times, all that stuff. I'm sure we weren't the only ones.
I'm still wondering where my t-shirt's at that we ordered, man. But yeah, there was a lot of questions that got covered in there.
You could kind of tell when you guys were asking questions. It was kind of like that light bulb, going off in their head. It's probably a pretty helpful thing for promoters. Like, I'm not saying every promoter has to go on a podcast, like, and be interviewed or whatever, but like, if you just talk, it was a good example of like, if you're a promoter, go and just speak to competitors, people that might be helping, or just strongman people, because they might, ignite that light bulb in your head to be like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. Because the amount of times I've even like been like a week before the comp and been like, oh man, even though how much I prepared, I'm like, shit, forgot about that. Got to text Gus to bring a 45-pound sandbag. Got to text Kucharski to remind her to bring a log. Like little shit. Like you guys have both. So no, it was good. That's show. Like I was actually looking at it today on Iron Podium, and it's crazy, the super heavyweight class.
Yeah, props to them too, because like with this, it's only their second show, and now they have like a massive convention center, Olympic City Pro-Am, handing out pro cards. Like that's to me, that's a crazy step up. So like, I'm sure there's stuff that they won't remember to do, and that's not like knocking them at all. It's just that's big thing to take on.
Yeah.
So props to them.
Yeah, it made me kind of like want to entertain the idea of a pro-am one day. Like it's interesting. It's interesting. It's always the money thing's always what kind of gets me, is because I don't want to ever promise. Like if I'm promising a payout, I want to be spot on and know I'm gonna, I think with Strongman, a lot of people have to unfortunately come out of their own pocket at the end of the day for pro-ams, which props to them, but yeah.
I mean, just in our class alone, there's 27 competitors. And
they're like top.
Yes.
Like you got some like top dogs. I mean,
there's
like
Gabe Pena, first off. We didn't really talk on that last week much, but
isn't that crazy? Like I think Frawley and I were talking about that the one day, and he's like, we actually, I don't know when it was, Dante, like a couple weeks ago, we had that episode with Big be the small fish in a big pond, and like you three going out there is like a prime example. And when I talked to Frawley, he was like, dude, if I go do this show, I'm gonna learn stuff. Like I have Gabriel Pena, who has competed literally at World's Strongest Man. I have this competitor, like no matter how you guys perform, obviously you got my dog just knocked over my entire trophy case down in my basement right now, but I don't know if you guys heard that. That was nice. But
girl.
Yeah, you guys are gonna. I literally just watched every strongman trophy I've ever won just topple to the ground from like 8 feet up in the air. That was pretty sick. Anyway, but no, Frawley was saying, I'm gonna learn something, and that's like such a cool thing. I'm sure you guys will too. So
definitely.
Donnie, you got the Arnold coming up.
I do.
You're the only one on here doing the Arnold. So how are you feeling for that? Are you ready to make a huge announcement, or are you not ready yet?
I'm still waiting for confirmation. Well, I got confirmation, kind of official confirmation. So it's everyone on here knows the announcement. Everyone that needs to know the announcement
And
has known the
everyone that
announcement.
follows my podcast knows, I kind of aired you out on accident.
Kucharski kind of ruined it for me. So
Yeah, Kucharski. So yeah, I gotta plug Kucharski's podcast because I feel bad, but it's not even my fault. But I went on their pod. So Kucharski has an awesome podcast with Troy Stittinger. I think that's how you say Troy's last name. But and like if you've never heard Kucharski's story, it's absolutely nuts. Like absolutely nuts. And they have a podcast every week, and I went on, and these guys are probably the worst social media people of all time. Didn't even ever tag me. I literally asked him this morning, I'm like, when are you guys ever gonna post that pod we did? And he's like, dude, it's been up for like a long time. I never even know they posted it. So what's the name of the podcast is absolutely out of my
Strength
brain.
Addiction.
Yes, yes. Is and that's actually a great name too, by the way, Strength Addiction. But go let
people for a limb, dude. Everybody thinks it's some meathead stuff, but some life-based stuff on there that helps you along the way.
yeah. Like, I mean, if you could put it like Kucharski's story in like a couple bullet points, it's like was addicted to drugs, got shot, went to jail. Like just to put it in like so I don't ruin everything from the pod, but it's like fucking insane. His story is just insane. I mean, you can elaborate more. Like, what's your guys' goal with the pod?
Well, the pod is just like our experience in strike sports, but like also talking out and reaching out to other people that have had the same struggles going through something, or like people are in recovery and how their life has transitioned and how it relates to their, discipline, motivation, and how they work towards their strength sport, whether it be powerlifting, strongman, or whatever else,
Yeah.
A lot of the mental capacity that comes along with it. You learn things from in recovery, man, learning how to stay disciplined, how to stay accountable to certain things, like having a coach or like working with a mentor and like moving forward, man, and like just trying to reach these obtainable goals. Things that we didn't have in like active addiction, man. Sometimes, it's good to just have people that support along the way.
Yeah. No, it's like a cool and actual like meaningful thing. I tell everyone this story. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and obviously I think we have the longest running strongman podcast, honestly. But
haven't missed an episode.
yeah. I think do we have the most ever episodes of a strongman podcast? I think we have to, right?
I don't even know how many strongman podcasts out there, so that's
yeah. I apologize if I'm missing something.
If I had to put
$200, start counting.
Yeah, if I had to put $200 on something, I would bet us as the
this is
longest
165 straight weeks. That's pretty sick. But like I was listening to when Zola had a podcast, I was listening to his and Kucharski was on. I thought he was just having Kucharski on because he was like somewhat getting strong and a super heavyweight. And then I heard Kucharski's story, and I literally think I texted like 25 people in my contacts and was like, dude, did you know this about Kucharski? I've known him for like a year and a half, and I never knew that. And it was like, it's a really cool story. Not I don't know if cool is the right way to describe it, but it's cool now with knowing Tyler. Yes. Knowing Tyler now, it's inspirational. But long way of saying, Donnie, you ready for the Arnold?
I'm feeling a lot more confident now than I have been in the past, yes.
Sweet. Yeah.
I think I might surprise myself this year.
Yeah, I was absolutely rattled. I literally, not to say it again, but I watched every single trophy I've ever won in Strongman just fall, and they're probably all broken. So
means you gotta get new ones.
I don't know. Could you guys hear it?
No.
Could you guys hear it?
Zoom's that good at noise
cancellation. You gotta win more, man.
Dude, it's literally like 10 feet in front of me, and I just watched them all fall.
Dude, I know what that looks like too. It's a nice trophy still.
It was bad. Best trophy ever is the from Strongageddon, Tyler Pett. That's actually your coach, Gus, but he makes he makes sick trophies. And the year I won Strongageddon, he made the fake logs. Well, it's not even like fake mini log trophies because it's like actually a real wooden log. Year before he did the athlete, that dude makes sick trophies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, the Arnold, obviously, I think like in the sport of strongman, Arnold's the next big thing coming up, right? That's 3 weeks away. There's
Mystery event's gonna be released the 17th. I still have no idea what it could be.
17th.
If you two got Tyler's had to guess what the mystery event would be, what would it be?
Great question.
What are the other final events already?
Hummer
There-
tire and
Hummer tire, Denny Stones,
yeah, Hummer
sandbag
tire.
toss.
No, he had final events are Hummer tire and Denny's.
Oh, you're asking
Yeah.
about the finals.
Yeah. But all events are sandbag toss, sandbag carry and load and drag and
Squats, press
squat
medley.
and press medley.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's tough.
Press medley might be like I've never been so relieved. Not as you guys are listening this out on Sunday. Allie was due 4 days ago, so that's my reason for not doing the Arnold. She's past her due date right now, so the more in height, like looking at it, the happier I am that I held off on the Arnold because it's gonna be like 2 weeks. But watching Dante have to train the press medley and other people on Instagram is like I've never been so relieved. Like 6 of 6 events. But yeah, what are you hearing the events? What's your guys' guesses for the mystery event? And if you're listening, comment what you guys think it's gonna be.
That's tough. They have like everything covered already as
I
far as
know.
maybe a front carry of some sort.
Usafil, but they're gonna have the mass.
Usafil?
But they have the sandbag carry.
True. What about
I'm guessing
on
a grip
object load.
event.
They just pull that out. Power stairs.
what about what do the firefighters have that you guys don't, Dante? Because the equipment will already be there. That's a good.
It's
Let me
like
see if
based off
it's on
the
their
same thing.
page.
You know?
I think they have like a fire
I think they're
hydrant
pretty
thing.
similar.
I
Yeah.
could see them just doing another press, to be honest, but
Yeah.
but that would be
That's a lot of
already-
pressing.
yeah, that you're already pressing 6 implements technically.
Well, they did two last year, the Viking press and the circus dumbbell.
Yeah, they did. I mean, a lot of shows do that. OSG in the past has done 2 pressing events, which I'm not a fan of. Like
Their
I
their
don't.
final events right now are max sandbag to shoulder, fire hydrant press for reps, and crucifix axle hold.
I could see you guys doing the
Ambulance
crucifix.
tire deadlift
I could see
reps.
I could see the hold.
Yeah, my money's on the hold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the favorite in Vegas right now. Sandbag to shoulder.
Max.
I can't believe they brought back sandbags after the debacle at Strongman Court Nationals 2022.
Oh, it's rough.
Because they said I remember talking to people and they said they weren't gonna do it because sandbags are obviously
You know, I wonder.
I would say what
But
sandbag
you know what'd
you
be
gotta
funny
throw
this
out.
year? You know what'd be funny this year about the sandbag carry event? If the same thing happens to me that happened at Nationals, where the chain broke off.
like it can't. It's not.
Dude, you just jinxed yourselves.
Are you guys Gus and Kucharski, are you guys going?
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go if I can get out on Saturday as well.
I'm about to have the world's strongest fan base.
Yeah. The pros, dude,
On Friday to watch the pros.
the pros is stacked. That's gonna be really cool.
There's like
Always-
5 world strongest man competitors.
Thor, dude.
Like what? 11
Thor,
athletes.
Thor
or whatever?
coming back is a huge.
Dude,
I
he just
think
made 1,000 pounds look so light.
I know. I think this year's Arnold is going to be the most packed we've seen it post COVID because, not to sound like an influencer, but you got Sam Sulek is coming.
Dude, more people
Which
are
is-
excited for Sam Sulek than they are for like all the other people on that list.
Well, he's like, dude, he's a monster.
People are
You
mad
can't
about it.
get on Instagram without seeing a Sam Sulek clip. I've never even watched a video of his, and I know a
I'll be
lot
honest,
about him.
I watch him like every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
like his little-
it's I don't know what it is. I don't know about bodybuilding, but it's just the style of video. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
throwback
fun.
to like when you first started getting into lifting.
If
Mhm.
you
It's
do
just-
cardio,
it's raw.
it's like the
I don't know
perfect.
what it is, but it's
yeah.
It's the
I see what
perfect
you're saying
length
too,
for like a
Dante.
walking session on the treadmill.
I
Just throw
like
it in.
Like
Yeah.
watching him eat.
I like all his
Stuff.
clips. Like I like his clips of like the little funny like 10-second ones. It's like, with like a funny caption. But no, and like obviously Thor is the most popular strongman of all time, recognizable wise. I think.
Well, it's like,
Because obviously the Game of Thrones thing, a lot of people know who he is and stuff.
Mhm.
But I think him come I just think the Arnold's gonna be monstrous this year. But there is some some drama behind the scenes with like do you guys see the USAPL stuff?
Mm-mm.
No.
USAPL, I don't know where they're at with it. I could call my dorky USAPL friend Pork, but to find out. But I'll actually text him right now and get a live reaction on the pod. But um, they're it was something with the USAPL and like I gotta look it up because I'm gonna misspeak, but I think it was their location and the time or something like that, and they were like threatening to completely pull out their powerlifting meet from there.
So like time of actual competition on the date.
Yeah, like they were gonna pull out their powerlifting meet from the Arnold because I think maybe it was a money thing or I don't know.
I was
Hold on.
talking to Matt Hodge, and they said that they got the big stage behind the Strongman Pro this year.
Oh,
Yeah. Seems like there's a lot of moving around this year. Strongman amateur is in a good, seems like a better corner instead of in
well,
the middle.
I think last year they just wanted to throw us next to the big strong man,
Yeah.
but it kind of didn't work
Pretty
out
sure
because we
they're
were in like a
closer this year by
Gus,
the
were you there
entrance to
last
go
year?
into.
I know
Huh?
Kucharski was there. Were you at the Arnold last year, Gus?
No, the last time I was supposed to go was the year they canceled it. COVID hit and they canceled the whole thing.
hmm.
Yeah,
That was the last time I was supposed to go.
the uh the setup wasn't like I don't even know if it has I don't think it has anything even to do with Strongman Corporation. I don't think they even get to pick a layout real, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if they get to pick where their booth is, but it was just in a horrible spot. And I don't know. I think Dante's onto something where they just wanted us closer to the pros, you know, so like people and it makes sense for a strongman to be in one area, but if we're where Dante said we were, it's a much bigger and better area this year. So yeah, I don't know.
Isn't it where they had the Olympic lifting?
That's what
Hmm.
Dante said.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go on the website, you can see like the layout of everything.
Um, but yeah, that's I know we're kind of all over the place with the pod this week. But yeah, Arnold's coming up. Hope to see people there if I can make it. And obviously Dante's our only one, bless you, from 580 competing. So God do us proud, Donnie. Um
Do my damnedest.
OSG announced officially, I don't think we talked about it on the pod yet, but they have announced all of their US regionals, which was a little bit surprising to me because last year they had two, and now this year we've got what, six places to qualify with the Oudhaugen Classic is a little bit that isn't a qualifier technically, but you have the Northeast Regional in it's outside of Boston. It's like an hour outside of Boston, June 29th. They just announced the Midwest Regional, which is in Columbia, Missouri on July 6th and 7th, which that's confusing. I don't know why that they have 2 days and 1 day is just for masters, but I'm sure they have a reason for it. Sixth is for everyone, and then the seventh is for masters only. And if you click on the event page, you'll actually notice they have classes on there that they have never offered at OSG for masters. So it seems like they're testing it out. They have a 231 men's class
That's what he
on
put on.
there.
That's what Lynn put on Facebook. He said he was testing the
That they're
waters,
testing it.
see if there was
So
interest.
yeah, I mean, hey, if you're that's a good way to test it if you're gonna do it at a regional instead of like doing a hard launch at OSG. Um, you got the Southwest Regional, which Derek Owens is doing for a second straight year. That's in Mesquite, Texas on August 24th. You have the Southeast Regional in Fernandina Beach, Florida, August 31st, and then Ocean City, Maryland, Mid-Atlantic, September 21st. So there are I'm curious if there's going to be less online qualifier spots, which I don't think would make sense, or there's going to be more spots for each class, or what. I'm sure Lynn has all that under control, but definitely a lot of options to get qualified for OSG if you want to this year. You guys going to try this year? Anyone?
I'm planning on it. As long as they have the online qualifiers still. I prefer to do it at a show just because I think that's more fun, but I'm not I can't make it to any of them listed, so I'm hoping for the online qualifier. We'll see.
They'll definitely. To me, I think, in my opinion, and it means nothing for the sake of OSG. I have no influence or anything in that realm, but I think it would be a huge mistake if you took the online qualifier away because to me, online qualifier is cool because it gives access to anyone to do it, right? Hey, you may like it sounds crazy, but when you're at a certain age, when you're in your 20s, you got to have a lot of weddings, a lot of obligations. People just may not have the financial means to travel to Missouri or, whatever. The American that lives in Alaska, the person in a random country. Like I think I think it needs to be more accessible, not less, to qualify for OSG, because I guess I buried the lead. The big announcement in Strongman this week was that it's going to be in Madison, Wisconsin this year. I completely forgot to even mention that when I was talking about the OSG regionals. But yeah, Madison is a sick area. December 6th is going to probably be cold for that area, but I will say the thing I respect a lot about Lynn in that realm is that so let me lay it out. We did OSG and all the athletes got a form emailed to them. And it was a very well put together, in-depth form asking us everything. How did you like the hotel accommodations? How did you like the food? How did you like the venue? What did you like about the venue? What did you not like about the venue? Except, I mean, it went on. It was probably like a 4-page questionnaire with multiple in-depth questions. And I personally took it serious. Like I went on, I was not a dick. I was not overly nice. I just was exactly as is. I said, I did like this. I didn't like for example, I didn't like the athlete area at OSG this year. And I wasn't a dick and like, oh, this athlete area sucks. Like that obviously doesn't accomplish much. But I said why, you know. And I said the stuff I liked, stuff I didn't like. And it really seems like from the other fellow athletes that took it serious and I communicated with, he really took into account what the athletes said. And I think that's the way that OSG is going to continue to grow and be world's strongest man for weight classes. So I don't know. Because if you look at the post, he said, you spoke, we listened, and easier to fly into Madison, and also Chicago's a short drive. Better food, better travel accommodations, better place to visit, expanded athlete area with a massive warm-up space, tables and chairs for your athletes to put stuff. Um, bigger area to bring in a bigger crowd, increase prize money, stuff like that. So yeah, hats off to them taking the athlete's word, because that's how you're gonna grow.
Wow. I wish more strongman promoters would kind of follow up on that.
100%.
Like for the biggest show in the world, a guy who puts that on to be willing to accept that much criticism from hundreds of athletes, I think that says a lot about Lynn.
Yeah, that's how, I mean, but that's how it's gonna grow. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, OSG is the pinnacle, but like in my opinion, it is for weight class athletes, especially. And like being there, like I've done nationals, I've done the Arnold, obviously a bunch of local shows, but like it was the best show I've ever done by far. And I said that in my criticism. I'm like, even though I am adding criticism, it was the best show I've ever done. Um, but with Strongman growing, it could easily get passed up. So I like that Lynn is making sure he doesn't go stagnant. That's so yeah, you're right, Gus. But no, there is a ton of opportunities. There will be the online qualifier this year, I'm sure. There's not, I would be shocked. But for the whole list, and I think we read it on here once, Donnie, but for the whole list of uh places to qualify competition, you just go to strongman.games/world final and it tells you literally everything about it. You can click like competitions and stuff like that. And it literally lays it out even by country. Like there's a ton in England to qualify, Europe, Australia, Canada, Asia. It just goes through every country. So that's cool. Anything else that's on your guys' mind in the world of strongman? Anything you need to bring up?
I
I think
will
it's worth
be.
talking about the record breakers for OSG.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot you had told me about that. I admittedly have not been paying any attention to that. So what's kind of the rundown on it?
I mean, pretty much it's kind of, I think it's in Ireland and it's actually in April.
Yes.
So like, it's not far away. But like the first half of the show is pretty much it's kind of like Static Monsters. So it's like a max log and a max deadlift. I'm assuming it's just standard deadlift. I don't think it says. But then and they have like prizes for, weight class, top total, pound for pound total. But then the other half is pretty much whatever you want to do if you want to set a world record. So I don't know if there's like outside of that, there's not much information out there because they haven't put out a whole lot.
Yeah.
But
I saw that
I
they
want to
put
know
out
like
some
kind of what
name.
you guys think. Huh?
I saw they put out some pretty big name. They were like flirting with some big names that were going to be coming,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool. But go ahead, guys. Sorry to cut you off.
Like I feel like I know you guys have talked about it before as far as like how if records should be done in like competition or not. And like I feel like this is kind of something in the middle. Like it is a competition, I believe, if there are other people attempting the same records. But like, is
Mhm.
that kind of? Do you guys think that that's the same? Like, is this equivalent to like Thor's deadlift, where he was by himself in his home gym?
No, no. I mean, me personally, I don't think that. I think this is cool. I wish there were more, not more, but I wish it was more uniformed like this. Like where you're breaking a record and you know it's going to be like legit. I guess I just wish there was more legitimate opportunities to do it. I think it's cool. I think
No, I
also
agree.
also because there's going to be presumably so many athletes coming, it'll still be like a competition in my opinion. Like Thor walking up and taking a deadlift whenever he felt like it really is different than, if you're taking the 90 kg deadlift record, you're not going to be able to just walk up whenever the hell you want. You're going to still be on a schedule. So to me, it's a very legitimate record breaker, you know. I think it's cool. I'm sure they'll have prize money attached too.
I
Um,
think there is. I don't know exactly what it is or anything, but I'm pretty sure there is.
yeah. No, that'll be really cool. It's what, April in Ireland?
I think it's April 24th, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Um, yeah, and I saw the other thing in strongman. I don't know how you guys are super heavyweights. I don't know how much you guys follow the lower weight classes, but Luke Davis and the team at the Chaos Classic released the weights for the 90 kg Chaos Classic, and it's the heaviest show in history for that class. 400 kilo yoke for 200-pound guys.
Is
Let
that the
me
one John Hack did last year?
Yeah, he got third last year. That was the one. That was like his coming out. I will say the Chaos Classic, I think, has that the amount the athletes they're getting for the 200-pound class is insane. Um, I'm trying to see if I can find the weights, but I can't find them right now. Oh, here they are. Um, yeah, the yoke is 400 kilos. They have a max axle. The heavier deadlift for a deadlift is 340 kilos. So that's what deadlift for reps.
It's like 750.
Yeah, that's for a 200-pound class. They have a lighter option though. It's a Trump deadlift. The farmer's medley is 135 kilos a hand into 160 kilos a hand. So that's what 160 is what? Let me get my
I
little.
think that's
Like three
that's
something.
got to be 350 plus.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. We're such ignorant Americans. It's 352, 353 a hand. So at the
That's
end
more
of
than
a
what we're
farmer's
doing at
method.
that's more than what we're doing at the pro am
Yeah. So that's like my point. It's
by
yeah, I
2 pounds,
mean,
but still.
and it's they have a stone run that ends at a 400-pound stone.
Like
So
if you didn't tell me that was a 200 pound or 90 kg class, I would think that's some sort of super heavyweight, almost basically another pro am.
yeah, I would
That's
think
mind
that's like the
blowing.
weights for nationals for super heavyweights.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I keep just getting things coming into my brain. This episode might be the most random episode we've ever done, but
We need that
there's
stuff
just
though sometimes.
there's a lot to be excited about in Strongman. Did you guys see him? I was talking to him last week, but we're gonna get the promoters for USS Nationals on soon. Did you guys see the venue that they picked out for USS Nationals? It's sick. It's really sick. If you get the chance, go to they probably have it on their Instagram page. But um it's like it's just like the perfect size venue for a nationals. Where like I'm not being insulting, but like Strongman isn't at the part yet where we need like a 30,000, seat arena, but it's still an arena and it's this convention center in Colorado. But if you go, it's just USS Nationals 2024 on Instagram. Definitely check it out because it looks like it's going to be really sick. I think USS Nationals are going to have a really big year because I think
I
they're
was gonna say
promoting.
I'm curious if their numbers are up or down because the
Um,
I know the weights this year are pretty heavy compared to other years.
yeah,
I think it's
no,
still a high number.
it's a high number, and they actually released a really cool post today, and they had as of February, as of like this week, they have 2,500 athletes have qualified for USS Nationals this year, and um, they have every single state except Louisiana and North Dakota already signed up.
There's 62 spots open
Yeah,
left.
so
Out of 500, only 62 spots are left.
they're way ahead of schedule.
Wow.
Oh my God. So they're at, wait, 62. Let's do quick math. They have 438 competitors signed up already. That's insane.
Wow.
That's insane. It's what, June 8th?
I believe so.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. But I think a lot depends on the promoters of a show, and just from what I've seen, it just seems like they're gonna do such a good job. They seem to be doing more with um like social media aspect to keep the athletes kind of in the loop, updating people. Like even the cool stuff today, like what states had the most people. I don't know if you guys saw their logo. They released the official logo this week, and it's the coolest. I want to do it just so I have this t-shirt. Like it's a
Mhm.
sick comp. It's like my favorite comp logo I've ever seen. They have like the Colorado flag, like put in the shield in the background. It's really I like little unique stuff like that. But yeah, that's insane. So I guess to answer your question, Gus, yeah, that's the heaviness has not turned away any people, which we pissed people off when we had initially said the circus dumbbell was too heavy. I got like a bunch of mean DMs that next weekend. It was really funny.
I mean,
Mhm.
isn't like 240 or 250 for the supers?
It's 220.
Oh,
That's the same weight as my dumbbell for the Arnold at the end of the medley.
220.
At the end of the medley.
That's ridiculous. Will people hit that in your class? 220?
I don't know. I think they can. I never seen anyone do it in training yet, like when they're going through the events. But
The yoke is a 950 yoke for super heavyweight. That's heavy, but like, dude, if you want to do that for your show, it's your show. Like, that's cool. It's 50 feet down and back 950. That's,
that's
They
that's
really
pretty
don't
good.
like these people, do they? Or
yeah,
they're
and
fine.
the one little twist too, it's a stiff bar deadlift instead of a traditional deadlift bar.
I like that.
mhm.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
cool.
just a little bit different.
Yeah. 705 for supers. Nothing, that's not too crazy.
I think
But
the deadlift was like the only thing we said was like reasonable in our eyes.
yeah, but no, I mean they're all they're reasonable.
I know, you know what I
500
mean. I'm
people.
just dicking around.
Yeah, 500 people have signed up. That's crazy. I wonder if they'll open it to more if it sells out. I mean, that's June 8th. You can qualify. How late can you qualify for USS Nationals? If
Pretty
it's
The
late.
let's see when the deadline is.
like
Registration closes April 30th.
so so you can probably qualify up until April something. Well, let me look. The show I'm doing in April 13th. Let me see if that's a qualifier. Because that's April 13th. So like my point is, if like someone can't do a show until April to and they want to do USS Nationals, can they still? Yeah, April 13th is still a qualifier for this year. So I would just be curious because like if I was doing the show on April 13th to qualify for Nationals and it's sold out, what happens? That
Hmm.
sucks. I mean, I guess you snooze, you lose, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you big boys got the Olympic City Pro Am. Dante's got the Arnold. I've got just a local show, Fireland's Strongman Challenge. Um, yeah, I don't know. Nothing really else. I think we literally just touched on every big strongman thing that's gonna be happening in the next like 3 and 4 months. So, you guys got anything else going on? No?
Not that I can think of.
All right.
Nope.
Time to wrap up. Yeah, Gus and Kucharski, thanks for coming on again, boys. You guys are more than welcome to co-host anytime. So, um, we'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you're following these guys on Instagram, Grip Mountain Chalk, Horsepower, 580 Barbell. And we will see you guys all next week for episode 166. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Bye.